Hey, my name is Jonathan Atchley. I am a 23-year-old senior at ETSU. I grew up and I currently live in Sevier County, and I actually go to the Sevier County campus at ETSU. Right now, I coach high school football. This is going into my fourth year of coaching high school football at a small private boarding school in Seymour, Tennessee called the King's Academy. I coach wide receivers and DBs up there, and I also work in the dormitory. I work in the dorm about 3 to 4 nights a week. And I also substitute teach whenever I get called in during the school year. So it's usually about, 1 or 2 times a week. Like I said, I graduated from King's Academy. And once I graduated high school, I went up to Thomas More University. It's a college up in Crestview Hills, Kentucky, about 10 minutes away from Cincinnati in that northern Kentucky area. I played football up there for a year. I ended up getting hurt, and I was told that I wasn't going to be able to play my sophomore year. So it was real hard. I love football growing up. Football's always been one of my passions, one of my loves. So it was really hard hearing somebody say you can't play this next year. But I actually ended up coming back home and I started coaching ball. So it turned out, I believe, to be a good thing in my life. A blessing in disguise, because I started coaching high school ball at a young age. I wasn't quite prepared yet, but I've always had a passion for coaching. I've always wanted to coach when I was younger. And just getting a young start at coaching ball in general, I think has been so good for my growth as a football coach. It's always been a passion of mine, and I'm hoping, once I graduate, I'm going to try to work my ways up in the college game. So as I'm getting my master's degree, I'm going to try to be a GA somewhere, a graduate assistant, and really just to try to learn as much as I can, get my foot in the door, and try to work my ways up the ranks in college football. Physical activity and really specifically sports in general played a major role and impact on me growing up. I played everything from soccer. I played basketball, obviously a lot of football. I did a little bit of track stuff. I ran cross country growing up all the way K through 12. So just being a part of a team really impacted my life so much. I think, as a coach, I'm a little biased to football. But I think being a part of a team and being part of something bigger than yourself, I think is so important for development of any kid at a young age, especially in their high school years. I think a coach can have such an impact on a kid's life, and I think that sports in general can have such an impact on a kid's life. I think it teaches so many valuable life lessons. I think you meet so many of your lifelong friends when you're a part of a team. So obviously sports had a major impact on me growing up, and really physical activity as well. About my sophomore year, I really fell in love with the weight room. I started working out hard just because I wanted to be a good football player. But I ended up really falling in love with the weight room and trying to, get my body to be at its peak performance athletically. So that's really one of the big reasons why I chose my current major. My current major is kinesiology with an emphasis in exercise science. And I really chose that just because I wanted to learn as much as I could about the movement of the body, how your body moves, what's the best way to move fluidly, what's the best way to change directions. And I think as a coach, it's great to know a lot about football. It's great to know a lot about your position. But if you can also teach and coach correct movement patterns, whether it's, cutting in and out of a break, whether it's, teaching defensive backs to move backwards, I think it's so important to be able to teach them how to functionally and correctly move. One, to prevent injury, and two, I think if you can teach them how to move correctly, they'll be at their best athletically. I take a lot of pride in making sure that I'm doing everything I can to teach my athletes how to stay safe, how to stay less injury prone, and how to move the best they can. So I think obviously being a kinesiology major has helped me coaching more than anything. I chose ETSU just because, one, it was close to home. I knew I wanted to coach high school ball, and it was really close to home, so I could continue to take classes, and I could also, coach high school football. Like I said, my career aspirations, I want to start working my ways up in the college ranks. I want to become a college coach. I want to at least give a shot to the college game and see, if it's for me. I believe, coaching is a calling, and I have a desire to coach college football. But if I feel like the high school game's for me, if I feel like the Lord wants me to coach high school ball instead of college ball, I'm going to go where he wants me to go. So I'm really looking forward to taking this class. I'm looking forward to learning as much as possible. So thank you. Have a good one.